Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me again for another video. I did a few videos in the past where I would meet celebrities at conventions and just sort of my initial impression of them. I got to meet Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat, the voices of Goku and Vegeta. As a big Dragon Ball Z fan, that was a big deal for me. Sam Raimi, the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy, Evil Dead, currently working on Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. Peter Kelemis, the Ocean Dub version of Goku. Kevin Conroy, the animated series and video game version, voice of Batman. And just these people that I personally loved growing up. Anyway, at the very end of May at Pensacon, James S. Murr from the show Impractical Jokers was coming to Pensacon, and I was really excited to meet him. My wonderful girlfriend Jen introduced me to Impractical Jokers only like a few months ago. It was always one of those shows I was very much like aware of, but never thought that I would like really care for it. I've seen like a ton of prank stuff on YouTube and felt that that had kind of that was kind of done away with, but man was I wrong. I mean, we started watching Impractical Jokers and I watched like seasons 1 through 8 or whatever's on HBO Max right now. Just like knocked it all out and came to just love all those guys. So when I found out that Murr was coming to Pensacon, I was like, what great timing. I'm like so invested in this right now. The entire series is just fresh in my mind. So this is just like the perfect time to go meet him. So I typically am fortunate enough to get a media pass to Pensacon, which means I get to kind of go in early. I can see the vendors setting up, see where everything's gonna be beforehand, before the general public gets into the building. So it's about like 15 or 30 minutes before the actual doors open up. I've already walked the whole place, kind of canvassed the whole thing. So one of the first things I do is I'm like, okay, I just want to find out like where his little booth is gonna be, so I know to go there first. So I go to the celebrity floor of the convention and start circling it out, seeing all the people that are gonna be there. And I can't find his spot anywhere. So I'm like, oh, dang it, you know, I guess I'll just have to come back later when he's actually here. So I start heading out, and as I'm heading out, I see him coming towards me. So I don't know if these are like security guys or just convention volunteers or whatever, but it was like a person, Murr, and then a person walking. And there's like these very narrow halls in Pensacon on the second floor to get around the facility. So it's like very tight. So as I'm walking, I'm literally thinking like, I gotta find where Murr is. And as I pass him, I kind of pull this number. You know, I pull that genius move. So I make eye contact with him. It was awkward and it's my fault, and it gets worse. So as we're walking by, I immediately just U-turn and just walk like right up to that fourth person in the line. So I'm just like creepily following where they're going. You know, and I'm excited because, you know, whenever you meet like a celebrity you like and you kind of see them in person and they're like, wow, they're like a real tangible person. I don't know what that's supposed to be, I'm sorry. So I follow them. This sounds awful, just even me saying it. I follow him to his place at the convention, like his little booth, and he goes in there, sets up. I stand outside of the room, you know, give them some time to set up because the convention hasn't officially opened yet. He's out there, he sees that Kate Flannery from The Office is gonna be there, so Murr was like getting super excited about that. So I was like, oh cool, you know, he's a fan too of like other people and stuff. You forget like the human element of it. So I go in there. For some reason, I'm thinking of that phenomenon. I'm trying to remember what it's called. A parasocial interaction, yeah. So because like I have seen so much of their life, they have no idea who I am. I have like a stronger kinship to that person. So anyway, I'm thinking about that interaction or that type of relationship because I've seen so much about him in the last few months. So I walk forward to meet him, and because, you know, he's been aware that I was like following him, I kind of have that sort of nervous energy that you can tell from like a fan or something. So we finally lock eyes, make that eye contact, and I, you know, stumble on over there. And the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, I know so much more about your life than you know about mine. I don't know why I'm like this, but that's what I say to him, and it's awkward. And if that doesn't make it worse, he was so like trying to be cool, but he was just like, what? So to make it worse, at conventions, it's pretty typical for like the celebrity to charge for like a picture or an autograph with them. It's their incentive for all coming together to a convention in the first place. So they'll charge like 20 or 40 bucks or whatever, depending on the status of the celebrity. It'll be higher or lower usually. So I wanted to get a picture with him. So basically I made it sound like I was soliciting him for prostitution. So I was like, can I get a picture with you? And I pull out my wallet and I'm like, how much? Like I'm freaking Borat. And I don't know if this was like one of the first conventions he's ever done, but he reacted like he didn't know what I was talking about. Because his reaction was, yeah, sure, let's get a picture. So I pull out my wallet to try and like pay him, and Murr kind of like looks over to, I guess, the guy behind him being like, what is he talking about? Or are you gonna handle this? Or something along those lines. And he's like, oh dude, I don't care. I don't care. I'm trying to do, that's my Murr impression. He's like, yeah, I don't care. It's fine. So I go over to him. So I'm like, oh dude, thanks so much, a free picture with you. Oh, that's so cool. So I mosey on over to Murr to like put my arm around him, as I do like in a normal picture. But Murr just kind of poses there. He kind of does this number, or puts his hands in his pockets, and he's like, by himself. So I just sort of awkwardly squeeze in next to him and then smile like a creep. And we get our picture together. And because I don't know how social interactions work, after that, I really wanted to stand by and like chat with him, but it was not a good time for that. Just asking like stupid fan questions, like, what's it like pranking people? So he says, you know, thanks for coming to meet him or whatever. I'm gonna go FaceTime my wife, let her know I'm here. Very sweet, very cool. So he goes to FaceTime his wife. And remember, I'm media at the convention. So I'm trying to ask him for permission if I can like film him just like doing stuff at the convention. But I can't get the words out, man. So he's FaceTiming his wife. I have not left after this experience. And I don't know why, but he's like, before the FaceTime even comes up, he lifts the phone up as if he's FaceTiming. So he's like putting in the information before it's like come through. Like normally you put in the information and when the FaceTime's coming up, that's when you raise it. But Murr does the whole thing in preparation for the camera to come on him. So as he's doing this and fiddling around, I'm over here like, Murr, hey, Murray, Mr. Murray, can I film you? And he's just trying to call his wife, like get like just, you know, 5 minutes of just some privacy. So he's like, what? And then I go, I'm just gonna go. And I walked away. So that was my experience meeting Murr from Impractical Jokers. I was gonna go back later on and be like, I'm sorry that I'm a human being, but I didn't do that. I did later on end up passing him in that same like really small hallway again.
Wait, what? How do you feel?
You know, there's like that 2 seconds where your brain is like processing like a face. And so I pulled that stupid move again where I'm like, nothing outlandish, nothing crazy, just my personal experience. And I just wanted to share it with you. That's all I got. Subscribe, like, comment down below. I'll let you know next time I meet a famous person and make a fool of myself. Take care.